Welcome back,
Welcome.
Mr. Ross. Welcome back, Daisy. Welcome back to everyone listening. Back with IRL with Ellie and Ross and Daisy. As you guys know, we are big advocates for taking care of our mental and physical health, and we are also huge supporters for Australia Zoo and Wildlife Warriors.
Yes, we are.
So when we found out about High Vita Happy Energy, part of the Happy Saba group who donate 50% of their profits to causes like Wildlife Warriors, it really grabbed our attention.
High Vita is a natural herbal company, unlike synthetic supplements, sourcing the most premium single herbs from around the world and providing it to you in an easy-to-swallow vegan capsule. We're both all about wellness and living active lifestyles, so adding High Vita to our daily routine was such a great move. Bit of a game changer, really.
It was.
We love the High Vita team's happy energy ethos. Their business model is more about social profits with a culture driven by their 3 Ps. Ellie, their 3 Ps.
Love for people, planet, and philanthropy.
Yes.
Not to mention, these guys are also Aussie-made, researched and come in only eco-friendly glass bottles. You can check out the full High Vita range exclusively at Chemist Warehouse, whether you shop, in-store or online.
So if you're looking to level up your wellness game with a brand that's not only good for you but gives back to people, animals and the planet, High Vita Happy Energy is where it's at.
And of course, always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Yes, thank you for listening. We are talking one of my favourite topics, lingerie.
Oh, yeah?
Not because I like to wear it. I like to watch you wear it.
I'm glad that you don't like to wear it because that shit would be weird.
Yeah, I guess some people are into it though.
Yeah.
Running challenge.
Yep.
We're going to talk a bit of an update on that. And you've got some revenge shit that you want to talk about.
Look, we do. We have some revenge fantasies and some funny.
Got no revenge. You're like, oh, these questions keep on coming through, babe. Come on.
But we also
have you ever done this? Have you? And I've said no, and you've got like lists of them. So
no, I literally picked the most like crazy ones that people were sending through.
Yeah, and you like had answers for them off the top of your head. That's the concerning part.
I watch a lot of true crime.
You hold on to grudges. Would you say you hold on to grudges?
Yeah, I do.
You hold on to them?
I do for sure. I'm not perfect. Look, everyone out there is like, just forgive and like let it go. Like, no, I will. Like, that's it. I feel like I don't think about it and I don't spend time thinking about it. But if someone was like, do you hate that person? I'd be like, fuck yes, I hate that person.
Yeah, but that's different than holding a grudge, isn't it? What would you say your definition to, can you make your mind up, please, monkey?
Daisy's all over you today.
Chill. Thank you. Just chill. What would you say a grudge is?
A grudge is keeping hate for someone.
Yeah.
I would say.
No resolution. There wouldn't, like, even if they said sorry or whatever.
Yeah.
Just
you just hate them forever.
Done. There's
which is such a that's such a fair point to get to. Like you are so within your right to hate someone for the rest of your life. I know people out there are like, you should just forgive and like let it go. It's like, yeah, but
hate's a strong. Depends what comes under that.
No, I definitely hate some people out there for sure.
What falls under the umbrella of hate? Like you wouldn't.
Like I would accidentally, potentially run them over with my car and be like, oh my God, it's you. And you know who those people are. You for sure know who they are.
Actually, accidentally. I don't think if you heard the news, if you read on
look, I wouldn't go out of my way.
Man gets hit by car, and then the name of that man happened to be on your list. I don't think you would. I think you'd be like, oh.
Look, I wouldn't be sad about it. Like, yeah. I don't hope for someone to die. I just
no.
That's the thing. I don't think my grudge goes that far.
No, that's good because that would be like intent.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah,
that's a bit crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. But like, just if someone got the karma that was coming to them, and I don't like them, like I would be like, fair. You karma and the universe brought that to your back door because you deserved it.
And if you happen to maybe start the karma rolling, there's nothing wrong with that.
Look, I mean, this is totally off topic, but there was a couple, and we've previously spoken about them. The guy who wanted to have sexual intercourse with someone he called a tranny, which we don't use those words here. I don't use that word particularly myself.
Right. I think he wanted
straight out of his
get it right. He wanted to get sucked off by a tranny.
No.
Get it right.
That's what he told his fiance at the time. Anyway, this couple they ended up getting married. They've got a kid together, and we cut things off after not long of finding a few things out and things happening and going wrong and them being total psychos. Anyway, later on we found out
getting invites to Thailand. No man, come, it'll be cool. Yeah.
Later on we actually had found out after not being friends through other people that we knew, she started a job and subsequently had an affair with a married man at that job, and everyone found out and she ended up getting fired. And I don't know what's happened. I don't know if they're still together, but I would call that karma. I would call that people making dumb decisions, and it's just, it brings me joy sometimes to hear people.
I know, when you heard that story, you couldn't wait to tell me, and I was like, okay, cool. I see how this is like.
Yeah, look, it's
I'll put you on the floor. I'll put you on the floor.
When people are dicks and karma comes around and bites them in the ass, I'm not mad about it. But yeah, that's the extent of the grudge that I hold. I wouldn't go out of my way. But it's so fair because it's very human to feel like that.
What?
Like just disdain for people. Because I do, and it's normal. And for people to shut it down and be like, but you shouldn't live like that. It's like, yeah, I know, but I do. There's no amount of therapy that will change that.
All right, so you've jumped up a few things ahead because I think we were going to bring up a few of those things.
What?
These topics.
Oh yeah, topics, not the actual stories behind them or the questions though.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. That was very rogue.
So we just had our vow renewal, and you shot a super fucking sexy
social campaign for Honey Birdette.
Yeah, lingerie campaign. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be out by the time, or if just before, by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah.
But the team over at Honey Birdette found out that we were renewing our vows, and I guess we really wanted to lean
we want
into
you to have a wild wedding night number 2.
Well, look, post vow renewal, we shot this really sexy social campaign for them, and we really did want to lean into like the wedding night fantasy vibe. We have got like the white lace. We even had like a short little veil.
For lingerie for a long time. I don't know how I felt about it, to be honest. 'Cause I was like, my wife in lingerie,
What do you mean you don't know how you felt about it?
I don't know how I felt about it. It was actually different, but the way that you shot it, it was
What makes it, what do you mean it makes it different when I'm your wife as opposed to like being your fiance or girlfriend? What's the difference for a guy to feel
it's probably
funny
all
about
the same thing in regards to our relationship. It hasn't really changed, but yeah, I don't know. It was just, yeah.
What do you like? Just say how you're feeling. No judgment zone here.
Oh, thanks, babe.
So how do you feel about me being?
No, I didn't want it to be like, what you think of when you think of maybe lingerie campaign. It can sometimes be a little bit over the top and a bit sexy, but it was a really classy. Same with your Treats magazine. You're full nude.
Yeah.
Naked.
Yeah.
Naked.
But, I mean,
when I think of that, generally you think of like a Playboy or those sort of things, and I wouldn't feel massively comfortable about that. But the way that like Treats turned out, for example, it was like beautiful, and no one's going to it to look at a naked chick. Like if you were,
I don't know.
No, I don't think you're not.
I know a few people who have.
No, I don't think you don't. Yeah, but you know.
No, it's classic. It's beautiful editorial. An editorial style. I don't think I've ever shot anything that was.
So that's how I feel when, like, if you're shooting for something like that, it's like that. I always want you to be shown in the best light, but also there's certain things that are like, that's a little bit for me. So, but the way that you shot it was really classy, and I really liked it as well. And I got some great behind the scenes shots.
Well, you were actually in it, Ross.
I was in it, yeah.
Ross was in my, and I think, is this like the first time you've ever been in?
Yeah, this is my first, this is like my lingerie campaign.
Your lingerie debut.
Yeah.
Just like a spoiler, Ross isn't wearing the lingerie. Ross is actually he's actually in a full like a tuxedo,
No,
just a suit, bow tie.
Yep.
It is very sexy, and it does play into the whole like wedding vow renewal vibes.
Yeah. Your concept, you created, it was done really well. I actually really
Thank you.
When I saw what you put together, I was like,
That's actually really cool. It's
Thanks.
done really well.
I put a lot of thought into those things. I love being creative and I love bringing a story to life. And that's why I loved the fact that we were doing it around the vow renewal, because I got to have you there. But like in all 16 years, I actually have you ever starred in any of my social media campaigns like you've never starred in a campaign with me either? I don't think, have you?
Depends what you class certain things.
And we've worked together as well.
Depends what you class as certain
Oh, you've been in some social media stuff, but like nothing, not lingerie or anything. But also at the same time,
definitely not. No,
I haven't shot lingerie.
No,
I haven't shot lingerie in such a long time too, because I had so many people.
The last time you shot lingerie was when you
quite a few years
opened up for guest lingerie, right?
Yeah. Well, after that, like when I came back to Australia,
10 years ago.
After I came back and started working in Australia, like a lot of people were like, you don't want to be too sexy. Like we want to move away from that. We want to be more fashion and we. It's not like what I wanted. I was like, I am sexy. Like that is who I am. I am curvaceous. I am sexy. And that's like navigating that. That's why I haven't shot stuff that's too overtly sexy in such a long time. I came out with my swim campaign that I'd shot recently and everyone was like, oh my God, bring this style of work back.
Is then there's brands that are maybe a little bit conservative where they don't want to be associated with maybe,
Yeah. But I think there's a way of doing those things and making it really tasteful and beautiful as opposed to, because like I get my body can definitely be over-sexualized. I have really big boobs. I have a bum. I'm very like shapely, and the way things are shot can determine how it kind of looks, whether it can look cheap or whether it can look classy and expensive. And we always want the classy and expensive vibe. So I think that's why I love being a part of the storytelling and the concept and the narrative behind that shoot. But this was really fun to like come back and do something really sexy and have you a part of it as well. And Daisy was actually on set as well. But she wasn't in the photos or the videos.
She's always on set.
But yeah, I mean, like,
what do you think the conversation? So it's Honey Birdette.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a thing ages ago where people got up in arms about they had their campaign stuff displayed on the shop fronts, and like people rode into like Westfield and those types of places and said this is inappropriate?
Yeah. Women in lingerie. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, but I think like they were were they not a bit like, it was a bit more than just a girl in lingerie? Was there like whips and maybe multiple people involved?
I can't remember what it was, but I think there's something to be said about minding your own business, for real.
Minding your own business.
If it's not a shop that you like.
But the idea, so I'm just going to play devil's advocate. So the idea is walking along, I got my 3-year-old kid, little fucking Jimmy, walking along, and then he points up, and then there's an ad, and then you've got a whip, and you're in there, and then like maybe it's 2 chicks.
You just say
and then
they're going horse riding, darling.
Little Jimmy's like,
she's going for a horse ride, darling. She's got the whip out.
But what if little Jimmy's like, what if little Jimmy's like, oh, what? How come Mummy doesn't look like that?
Do you think that's why they write in? Because they say, why don't you look like that, Mummy?
Maybe. I don't know.
Honestly,
how do you answer that?
It's not a company's job to parent anyone's kids.
But you're in like a
it's nothing,
in a public shopping center.
Look, there are guidelines that companies have to adhere by, and they stick to those. Yeah, for sure. Otherwise, they would have to remove them. Period. So if you have a problem with it, shut your eyes or put a blindfold on your kids when you walk past the store. Period.
Okay.
Don't take them down to that part of the shopping centre, darling. Unless you want to say, oh, those whips, they're for horses, yes. And then you can tell them the birds and the bees story later on.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why we don't have kids, Ross. I don't know. But I mean, like, look, it's your kids are going to see things everywhere.
Yeah, but the argument is like at what age and in what environment. So like you're going.
If you don't want your kids exposed to anything, keep them at home.
You're going to get your groceries. Should there be like
they're more than likely going to see
in the sex store in that same place. That's all. That's what I'm asking.
Oh,
I'm not. I don't care. Like, have that. I don't have to have the conversation with the kid. Yeah. I think it's a dilemma to have that conversation with a kid. I don't know what I'd say.
Did you have the birds and the bees story with your parents?
No, nothing.
Are you serious?
Nothing at all.
My mum sat me down. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever gone through in my life. She had a book that she literally sat me down and she's just like, okay. And then she started reading through this book.
Tell me the pages are all like crusted and like.
No. And it was like this weird book that like basically like.
It wasn't passed down.
No. Oh, God, I don't know, Ross. You always want to take it a step way too far. Just let me tell my story. Jesus Christ.
What was it new? Did you unwrap it?
Well, obviously it was because I don't think my brother got that story. And if he did, it was useless to him because he's gay.
Yeah, but you still have the birth number. Still similar sort of stuff.
Except you can't get anyone pregnant, Ross.
That's true.
Anyway, she sits me down and she's like, oh, look, this, and this. And I remember the feeling. My ears were really hot. I actually don't remember. I think it was around the same time where you get the talk at school and they tell the parents, they're getting sex ed, which is like grade
6, 7.
Yeah, maybe grade 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And we were all like not taking it seriously when we saw the videos and stuff. And then my mum sat me down and made me watch this video of like the progression of pregnancy and bringing a child into the world. And I literally think still to this day, I'm pretty sure it actually scarred me and made me not want to have children because of how horrific the birth scene was in that video. It's this girl, her legs are spread wide open in the stirrups. You see her whole vagina, right? Like everything is on display. There's nothing covered. And you literally see this baby's head just come straight out of her vagina. I still remember seeing this. I'm scarred. I have PTSD.
Yeah, so was this sex ed or sex deterrent?
Both. She was like, you are never going to have sex ever. That was like disgusting. It was, I'm never going to get pregnant. I'm going to do everything in my like way to not get pregnant because of this video. But yeah, you literally see this baby's like grapefruit head like come out of her vagina. And I just remember closing my eyes and she grabbed my head and she's like, watch it. And I'm like this. She's like pulling my hands away from my eyes.
The R-rated version of Matilda.
It was horrendous. And I'm telling you, it was absolutely horrific. And the fact that she was like pulling my hands away from my eyes, I was like, you're a literal psycho.
That was your sex ed.
Huh?
That was your sex ed.
Yep. Horrendous. It scarred me. I've got PTSD from it. But anyway, I'm so surprised. Your parents had 5 boys and they didn't give you the talk. What about if like you guys got someone pregnant?
I don't know. Hasn't happened.
Your mum would probably low-key love that though.
Probably.
If someone got pregnant.
She loved kids.
She's like, just give it to me. It's mine now. Anyway, that's like so off topic. But going back to it.
You love to go off topic.
Going back to the sexy stuff.
Sexy stuff.
Well, you were talking about like how like do you ever feel a type of way about the shoots that I've done in the past, like treats, for example, right? When we were first approached by that, before you even saw the photos or concept or anything, how did that make you feel as my partner? Because you also you were my manager at the time as well. So
yeah, no, I was fine. The Emrata Dukowski was on the cover before you were, so I was like, well, if she followed it, if she was on the cover before. I reckon.
And that set her a whole career in motion, that cover.
Yeah, and they were like classy photos. They weren't like Playboy.
We also had Daniela Midenge shoot my
she loved it. She
series.
loved you. She definitely loved you, which I think helped, to be honest.
It did, yeah.
I think she shot it with like
she styled and she did the hair and the makeup. She had like this whole concept. And it was actually really cool because I think if the man shot it, it would be the whole approach would have been so different, and I probably would have looked like more sexual in that way. I think I do notice a difference
I was fine when I was like she loved she was so into you and she would just was like this. She loved that whole experience. You could tell how much she was loving it, creating images. She loved it. It was cool to see. I wasn't like, there was no like jealousy, or I wasn't like, oh, this is a bit too much, or I don't think there's been ever really any
job that I've done that you felt a type of way about.
No, I don't think so. I mean, fair enough. You haven't been on set and had to make out with people or
yeah, that's true. How would that make you feel if I did an acting job where I had to like
I don't know.
kiss someone?
I think kissing would probably be fine.
I always find it really funny when people are married and they have to do sex scenes.
Would be pretty like, that would be pretty interesting, especially depending on who they are. They might be, this is like the whole thing with the who are the people that are the Ryan Reynolds and
Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, the drama.
There was there's intimate scenes and shit, and things just get complicated.
A lot of people think
I don't know how those things. And then there's there's Brad Pitt and
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, getting to so there's so I don't know how I'd feel with those sorts of things. I think I'd probably have to full on just threaten them.
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying about Ryan Reynolds. They're saying that he was sus on how things were a little bit too cozy on the set.
Maybe if you were to go star in a movie with someone and maybe we'd have him over at the house and maybe I'd be like, oh, let's go do
No, I feel like that would be weird.
Let's go shooting or go fishing.
Feel like that.
Meanwhile, I'd never go fishing. And then it would just be walk outside, have a real fucking stern chat with them and then just come back and then that's it. Don't even do the fishing. Do
you actually feel like you would need to have a stern chat with someone?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
I feel like keeping it professional at all times is
no, whatever happens.
Social.
If something happens. That sucks. I mean, it's part of that environment, I guess.
Well, it's both people, right? It's both people. It takes two to tango. So Brad and Angelina.
Yeah, because that's otherwise it's called rape. But
because there's what I'm saying is it's Brad and Angelina. They both obviously knew what they were doing, whether it was right or wrong. Whatever was going on in that situation. Man, I don't blame the guy, seriously.
Whoa.
But look, obviously things weren't good.
So you get a call tomorrow. You get a call tomorrow. Hey, Ellie, need you for this movie. Gone in 60 Seconds too. Give me the base storyline. All right, okay, so you're Nicolas Cage's stepsister. Angelina Jolie is still in the picture, and she's really into chicks lately. And then you come in.
She's really into chicks lately.
And then, so what am I? I'm reading the script. I get to page 3, and I throw it down, and I'm thinking, wow, this is Mr. and Mrs. Smith all over again. How would you expect me to feel? How would you feel? You would be like, wow, I'm excited. I don't even care.
Is there any
directing.
female actresses that you would feel particularly funny about me doing anything like that with?
No.
Except for Angelina Jolie.
No. I trust you 100%. If that's,
Correct answer.
Thank you. I didn't realize. Where's the scorecard?
No, I'm not keeping score. I mean, mentally, yes, women always keep score about things.
In a relationship, learn. They're always keeping score.
Yeah.
Always. Good thing is you can't count past 4. So it's all right. It resets.
You're an idiot.
How many points was he on? 3.
But to be fair, though, that's a role that I would prefer to do because, I mean, that would just be fun.
What are we talking about again? Are you just having a fantasy with an Angelina Jolie guy 60 seconds too?
No, I'm saying I would prefer to have scenes like that with a woman over a guy.
Oh yeah, same. Yeah, and
no, I'm just saying I think that it would be. I feel like it would actually be really weird having a moment like that with a guy for a job.
Maybe, but I mean, yeah. Would you do it?
I don't know. It would depend on the role. If it's something really cool, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if Brad Pitt
Margot Robbie, Wolf of Wall Street, that role for her. I mean, she'd done a lot of stuff before then. Obviously, that wasn't just, but that definitely did. That was some pretty fucking explicit shit. The opening scene was the back of her head going up and down in a car.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't even know if that was her. I think it was maybe potentially a stunt double.
But that was what people think of.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then she was completely full frontal naked. I think she actually ended up saying to her family, "Oh, it's just my boobs," and then they just came and watched the movie, and they were like, my eyes, it's my sister.
That's pretty fun.
Can you imagine if you just never gave your family a warning? It was just like full frontal nudity.
How did we get so far
I don't
off?
know. I actually have no clue. But anyway, I mean, like, I actually think it's like very cool, and like I love that about you, that you don't feel jealous, or you don't feel like, oh, you know, this is my wife and only I should be looking at her like this, because this has been my job since I was 18 years old.
No, you've never done anything that's like been and
I would never like I would never do anything that would be.
You've never like done an image which is like invited someone for like one-on-one attention. Like you've never been like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a job, which I'm sure like some people would class one-on-one attention as a job, but
some people take
different
pictures
industry,
of their feet.
different industry.
Some people take pictures of their feet. That's a job.
Yeah, different industries.
Would you say your treat thing, was that like the best shape? What? Because I know like sometimes when a certain shoot comes up, you like train specifically for a certain thing. What would you say?
Well, look, if I'm gonna be completely naked, yeah, I make sure that literally everything is like
everything.
T.
Yep.
T. The body is T. It's looking T. Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's weight training, there's running, there's like there's everything. Like I'm doing the most. But if I'm not gonna be completely naked, like it's kind of a different story. Like I'm always in maintenance.
Let's get pizza tonight. Yeah. Okay.
Like no, like it doesn't matter. My job, I'm always in maintenance mode. I'm never in like, I never feel like I have to go into a full shred mode. You know what I mean? Like unless I am prepping.
Except for stereo, when stereo is coming up.
Oh my God. You're really showing your age.
Shred for stereo.
Oh my God. I can't believe people actually used to do that. Anyway, yeah, no, I get to a point where like if it's something really important that I'm like, oh, I want to look a type of way for this. And I really want to dial in. I'll do all of those things.
I wish we ran more together when we lived in LA, you know.
Yeah.
Santa
Monica
I don't
know if it's the safest place to.
No, like Santa Monica to like Malibu, like Santa Monica North. That's a really nice run. It's flat. It's along the sand. Early morning. That was always a nice run. I did that a few times. But what do you mean? Yeah, it was. Well, you rode it a couple of times. Did you? I
ran it a couple of times. Do you have like amnesia or something? Sorry, I ran that a couple of times.
Speaking of running, how is our running going, babe? How is your running going?
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. Yeah. Sometimes I think I really get in my head about the running. So we're doing a 3 to 5K
a day run
3 to
challenge.
5K?
3 to 5K a day.
Yeah.
3
to 5K. Yeah.
Minimum 3K, maximum 5K.
Yeah.
In various like ways. So we do like a 3K jog, 5K jog. We do 4K. Like today we did 6.
There's a running plan behind it that you've designed.
Before you interrupt me. Today,
I'm sorry. I'm going to do that next time you interrupt me. Thank you much. You love to interrupt.
Again. Excuse me, ma'am. So today,
who's the chick on Piers Morgan who always likes to interrupt?
So today we did 600 meters at 75%, and then we did like a 200-meter walk. We did that 5 times, so 4K.
But but what I'm saying is there's a specific running plan behind the 30-day 3 to 5K challenge. That not only we're running.
Shh, babe.
Jesus
Seriously.
Christ. Slippery fingers over there. No, there's an actual running plan that makes us better at running while we do this challenge. It's not just run 3 to 4 to 5Ks and not improve.
Yeah.
It's actually about improving upon
between 3 to 5K. We want to run a minimum of 3K, maximum 5K a day for 30 days. But the overall goal is we want to make our 5K pace faster.
Exactly.
And be able to cruise through some stuff. So
do you have a goal of how fast you want to go?
I want to run 5K in 2 minutes. Yeah.
There's actually a guy
20
called it's like Goob something on Instagram, and he calls out like people who video shop like all of their all of their photos and all their videos on social media. But there was this one chick who pretended that she ran like 5Ks and it was in like 15 minutes or something, and she like photoshopped her Strava.
15 minutes is do you know what the world record?
No, it was photoshopped.
Do you know what the world record for 5K is?
What?
What do you reckon? World record for 5K.
I have no idea, Ross.
Have a guess.
Literally.
Throw something out there.
10 minutes.
Well, that's mental.
I don't know.
It's 2 minutes a K.
I don't know. I feel like
12
it's
minutes,
achievable.
49.
Okay, well, see, that was close. That was within 2 minutes. But yeah, she was saying that she ran like, it was really funny. That just made me think of like the chick who photoshopped her Strava to look like she ran 5Ks in 15 minutes. It was just something wild.
Do you have a goal? Are you trying to work towards something? Is that why you asked me?
Yeah, I mean, like I think.
What's your goal?
Like I would love. I used to do 5Ks. I think it was like 23 minutes. That was at my peak. I think when I was running along. I think it was like 23 minutes. Do you remember when I used to do
5K?
5 on the treadmill at the gym? I would do like.
Yeah, I reckon it would have been like in the 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when I was like quick, like I was really fast.
Yeah.
But after that, I didn't run for ages, and then we did a half marathon, and we've done different challenges and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I want to get back to doing 5Ks in 23 minutes. I'm not like insanely obsessed about
5Ks in 25 minutes is a good, like that's a pretty great.
Yeah,
that's
look, I'm happy.
That's 5 minutes per K.
Yeah, I'm happy to get to the 25-minute mark. I'm not like dying to be like, I want to beat my, you know.
You'll get to 25 minutes? 25 minutes, 5K, that's quick.
Well,
that's very quick.
Look, it's a good mark. It's a good goal to set, because even if it's 26 minutes or what, you know, whatever, I don't care. I'm like, it's just a... Like, you just like trying to get competitive with me?
No, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering. You asked the question, what my goal, I'm wondering what yours is. So
yeah, no.
You're saying like 5 minute Ks.
Yeah.
25 minutes is your goal at the end of this 30 days? Does that mean, are you going to do like
if I was really pushing it, but to do it comfortably around like 25, 26, you know, I feel.
Are you going to do a 5K run at the end of this 30?
Yeah. Are you going to?
Yeah, if you want it.
But we'd have to do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
You piss me off when you run with me.
You piss me off when you run with me. You are the most annoying thing to run with ever. Other than
the most annoying thing to run with.
I was going to say something talk. Like, honestly, if you're in a wheelchair, I reckon you would be more fun. To be honest,
you are seriously. You are literally.
You are so fucking annoying to run with.
You try to talk to me when my headphones are in. Yes, you do. You try to talk, you say like a whole sentence, and I literally look at you and I'm like,
I do stuff like 1K,
you do realize
1K, we smashed it, 6 minutes. We need to pick the pace up, or slow it down. We're going good, or we've gone out too hard. I like do stuff which is constructive, and you're just like,
you do stuff that's annoying.
Shut up! I'm thinking. Shut up! I'm thinking. No, thinking about what? We're going to be here for the next like 20 minutes. You don't realize how
in the zone I have to be for when I'm running.
Like we're running. We're not
running
even
zone.
Running, like, we're not even running very far.
No,
we're
Ross,
running literally less than 30 minutes.
I don't care.
And you need to be in a zone for like 12 minutes. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
I literally do have to be in my own zone when I'm running. And I have to listen to the right music.
On our sprints, on our 600, 200, because we're doing on a treadmill, which was way better, we could set like the pace. It's meant to be 75% of our max was the 600 meters and then just a walk.
Yeah.
And
how was I not fine?
You were fine for most of it, but like we had to go, it was 600 plus 200, so it's 800 plus 600 plus 200.
I got the last one. And then like, I'm not you that bad at math.
And I was just like, I'll just let you know which ones we're going at. And then by the last one, you literally looked at me, didn't take the earphones out. On the other ones you did, and you listened, and you were like, I'm good. Like you figured it out because it was an easy round number. It was like from 3K to 3.6K. You were
literally so annoying.
That's actually one of the things we were going to talk about here. Working out with your partner. Should you do that? Is that something that you should do?
I don't know. Like even at the gym, like I like doing my own thing. I don't like the.
Carry on, sorry.
I think it's just when I'm training. Anything else, like you and I working together it's so easy in like the way that we do things, but I think I don't know what it is about when we train together. It's so annoying. Like you are literally
you annoy
it's
me
like you're like the one who's like, oh, I'm gonna say how everything is, like I'm gonna communicate, and we're like, no, we can be doing the same thing but not talking, because I feel like I need that moment.
How is that working out together then?
You can run together and you can train together, but you can have your own music and like do your own thing. It's like my moment of the day where I decompress, you know? Don't you feel like that? Do you not feel like you need a moment in the day where you need to decompress?
Like there's sessions where it's like, I just need to work out by myself.
Yeah.
But when you've committed to working out with someone and that someone happens to be you and you just are like non-communicative, like
I just need to switch off, and you need to understand that I need to switch off.
Well, then what's the point in working out together?
Because you can do things together. You just don't need to talk about everything all the time. It's like, I don't know if you.
I
like,
just figured like the when you're working out with someone, you're there to like push them a little bit, get them, get a little bit G'd up. Whereas I think you're just thinking, no, you're just there. You're physically just in their like vicinity. That's the only thing that you're doing.
But you just being there for me is enough. Like I don't think we need to be like, oh, chit chat, oh, this that. You know what I mean? No, you don't. No. You and I are very different in the way that we train together.
Smashing it and like wanting to smash each other, and you're just like,
you want to smash each other.
Love smashing.
For us, this is a totally different conversation.
Well, we were talking about Honey Birdette earlier.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's just one of those things. I don't know. It's my moment of the day where I can just sit there and I can just do my own thing, because I'm like a self-soother.
What does that mean?
When
you love to sit in the bath every night for 45 minutes? Is that
what
a self-soother is?
I do. I actually really do.
I know you do.
I hate having showers. Anyway, not on the topic of conversation here, but I need a moment sometimes to like decompress, because I'm around people all the time. I need a moment by myself to like decompress, especially if like depending on my cycle, I need a moment where I'm like not talking. I'm like literally silent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like that?
I love the silence.
Do you ever need just like a moment where you're like, I just need to be by myself?
Yeah, sometimes. I like going and hitting the boxing bag sometimes.
Yeah.
I just have a craving for just like, for like
hit something.
Half an hour, 45 minutes, so doing some rounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have like an absolute craving for that.
Yeah.
Not much else. Like you have cravings for baths and just like, doing your...
That's my way of self-soothing though. That's my quiet time. That's the moment where I'm like, oh, I can literally just sit and not think about anything, not have to talk to anyone, not have to do anything. I can just like relax and watch like my 600-pound life. Or
that shit
what's that dating naked show that Kim Kardashian was talking about on the Kardashians, and I was like, I have been watching that.
Yeah.
Before the Kardashians made it cool on binge, I have been watching Jacob. Can you fact check that? Is it called Dating? I don't know if it's called Dating Naked, but this is the craziest show, honestly. You see like full
Dating
frontal.
Naked? Is that what it is?
On binge with that. It's an English show. If anyone wants a really interesting show to watch Dating Naked.
No.
You see like full, it's fully explicit. Like you see penis, you see vagina, you see boobs, like you literally see every single part.
I actually don't get the appeal. Why does someone want to watch that? Why do you want to watch it?
I don't know. It's just so interesting, and you hear about people's stories and the crazy. Like, funny enough, the major percentage of people don't end up wanting to be together after they have the date with the person that they picked.
Here, look, here's £1,000. Come on our show.
Honestly,
show us your dick.
You could not pay me $1 million to go on a show naked.
Yeah,
you literally are like,
but
it can't. They can't be paid that much.
Space already.
But
these
Ross, no, it's about dignity.
But you encourage the show's like continuation.
Good, it's an entertaining show, Ross.
It's not.
No, it actually is. It's so wild.
Who's it good for?
I don't know. I mean, like, people don't get bullied, obviously, because like I've never seen anything about it. But like, it's actually like such a popular show, and you hear about people's stories. There's some weird people in that. Like, there's a guy who like loves animals, and I think loves animals like a little bit too much, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
what do you mean?
Like
He was an entry. He was looking for love, or
I don't know.
He was
Ross.
one of the ones with like getting chosen.
All I'm saying is, if you had 4 horses naked, he would pick a horse. Like he wouldn't be like, "Where are the humans?" He'd be like, "Oh, a horse, wonderful."
See, this again is a concern.
No, it was actually. It's not always Ross. It's not always, but like there are some really interesting characters on there. I'm like, I honestly, Jacob, if you were paid, like, how much money would you have to be paid to go on a show and like stand in a box naked?
You know the show?
You have like the person that comes on, they're looking for love, and there's like 6 people lined up who the show thinks like there's something about you that the person is interested in, right? How much would you have to be paid to go on a show like that and stand fully naked? Like there's nothing on you. And they zoom up to private parts.
How cold's the room?
I don't know. It'd be air conditioned.
It's 20, 22, 24 degrees.
Like there's some guys on there and it's like they're
100 grand.
Their penis are
I reckon minimum would be $1 million.
$1 million.
100 grand cash? 100 grand
This
cash.
is great because they've done like 7 seasons and they find 6 people per episode to be on this show. I'm like, how do you find people that are comfortable just being buck-ass naked on a show?
I wonder how you find people to watch the fucking shit, but here you are.
Look, I love it. I think it's great. I think
You do.
I'm so entertained by it. And it's like how different people's bodies are. It's crazy. Like there's some crazy shit on there.
Hey, babe, what does this have to do with our running, by the way?
I actually don't even know how we got here. We were talking about running and now we're talking about naked. I don't know, like how you feel when you're naked.
No,
I actually don't
talk about that.
I don't know. But if anyone is looking for a good show to watch, go and watch Dating Naked.
Yeah. And
It's not like Naked.
If you want to watch a good show,
it's not like that Naked and Alone one when they film them in the bush. It's so different. It's honestly, it's so wild to me that they find people to go on the show.
Yeah,
because you could not pay me enough.
It's really easy actually to find like good shows these days because you go onto shows like that, like Dating Naked, and then you just you search viewers also watched, and then you block them all, and you're like, and then you end up with a good list of stuff that might actually be watchable.
You and I watch totally different things.
We do.
But this is why I need my moments in the bath. Oh, this is what I'm saying. My moments in the bath where I just get to chill and watch the most like crazy shit ever. Yeah. I need those moments.
You do. I'm glad you have those moments because otherwise they'd come out and directed at me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't make you watch those things.
We are a little bit in. I was going to try and figure out a fraction or something. We're under halfway through our run challenge, but we've got a little bit to go. But do you want to do like a reward or something when we hit this 30 days? Do you want to do like?
What do you mean?
Like see if we can eat like 3 kilos worth of food in like.
I actually physically don't think I would be able to.
Is that what it's called? A mukbang?
Mukbang?
Yeah.
What is it?
Mukbang.
Yeah, mukbang. I've always wanted to do.
Maybe we could do one here. We could like do like some crazy fucking amount of food. I'll have meat and normal food.
This would be an ASMR episode for the next one. Yeah.
What would be your?
Well, not the next one.
If it had to be a food reward, if it had to be a food reward, and you were to just go like full, like, what would it be?
Mochi, that mochi that we love. Why are you sitting there looking at me like that, Daisy? Yep. The passion fruit mochi that we get, and then the puddings that I get, the flavored fruit puddings that I get.
Japanese puddings.
Yeah, Japanese puddings. They're so good. And then I would probably have like vegan spicy chicken wings because I don't eat meat. So I like the vegan chicken, like good ones. Yeah. Good ones. I'd get those.
Yeah.
And then I probably
you don't want the crap ones.
No, I don't want the shitty ones.
Yeah, we'll get
just the good ones only.
Yeah, I thought for your reward you wanted the shit chicken wings, but you clarify.
I don't know, and like
no, good. Yeah.
I don't what maybe I think that's probably it. See, I don't like it. Depends on how I'm feeling. I could be like, let's go and get some.
I could definitely go some good buffalo chicken wings, like some really good legit buffalo chicken wings.
Is that what you would do?
Like
is that what you
mukbang?
Mukbang?
I'd go barbecue mukbang. Do you want to do that? Do you reckon we could do that here? We could remove all this stuff off the table.
There's a white carpet.
Maybe we could put like
this
some
is not the most friendly mukbang.
Maybe we could put like
environment.
Maybe we could put like Like a wall up?
Actually, do you know what? When we finish our run challenge, yes, we can sit down and we can do an episode and eat.
Hey, look, I've literally just noticed. Look, we're not going to go through all those uncomfortable questions.
Oh yeah, we've got these uncomfortable questions.
Two. I'm going to with two. You choose which two. I don't care, but we'll do two.
Two?
And then we're going to wrap up. Yeah. Look at the time. Look at the time.
I don't know what the time is. I don't keep track of time, Diva. Do I look like I own a watch? No.
Yeah. All right. First question. So you get sent stuff all the time. So this is just stuff that either regularly comes up or made you laugh. I've been in another room. I've heard you laugh, and I've come in and said, "What the fuck was that?" So,
okay, wait. This is a good one.
Two.
Choose two. What is the craziest thing you've ever done to get back at someone, and did you get away with it? Have you ever done anything to get back at someone?
To get back at someone.
I feel like this is more of a female question. I think there's a lot of guys out there that would be like, I'm going to fuck you over.
No,
fuck you up.
Do it to your face. I'll do it to your face. You'll know. You'll know.
Oh, okay.
You'll know. Hey, babe, I've got a question for you, though.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done to get back at someone? And did you get away with it?
You actually know. So I've actually done two things.
There's a reason why this question is in here, because you've been asked it twice, and each time you've laughed so fucking loud because I know the answer to this question that you love.
Look, I'm not going to say who it was.
Moments?
I'm not saying who it was.
But
and look, it takes a lot to drive me to this point. Baby. It really does. I'm not like I won't go out of my way.
These are meant to be quick questions.
But shut up.
Two questions.
I'm just trying to explain because I'm not usually I'm not like this spiteful usually.
No.
Only unless you like really push me to the fucking brink and like I'm like, this is enough. Enough is enough. Yeah. And with this particular thing, I couldn't say anything in the moment about what was going on. So I was like, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah. Cool.
I put laxatives in someone's milk, like the whole bottle. And I also this is the same person. And look, this isn't my proudest moment. However, at the time, I was really proud of myself, and this person really deserved it. But I did clean a toilet with a toothbrush. And they had no idea.
They had and they have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you think
they still have no idea?
Do you think at one point you're going to reveal to that person? Like, are you going to send them a note or something and just be like, P.S. in the summer of 2016.
If they ever messaged me something, I probably would. I'd be like, look, just so you know. Okay. I did clean your toilet with your toothbrush.
Do you remember when you
maybe more than once
when you told me that?
Yeah. I did. Yeah, that was. Were you shocked? Were you scared of me?
We were out at dinner. We were having a nice fucking dinner.
I had to do it in front of people to make sure you didn't kill me because I mean, like.
So anyway, next question. Choose one more, and then we're done. We're gonna wrap up.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap up.
If you could get revenge on someone from your past with zero consequences, what would you do? Okay, so for anyone listening that went to JPC,
these questions are all for you because I know that you just. Now can we just wipe these off of like the checked list?
Yeah. Well, look, if anyone's listening and you're from JPC, I randomly the other night, I was brushing my teeth and this person randomly popped into my head for the first time in like 20 freaking years. But if anyone's got a John Paul College yearbook from like 2005 or 2006, can you please send me the name of my homeroom teacher? Because this woman... and I don't know why this popped into my head the other night.
So what's the question? Wait, what's the question?
If you could get revenge on someone.
Also, you realize you're saying this, like this is being recorded, so you can't now.
No, look, I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't know what I would do. I would just do... This comes back to what we were talking about earlier. In my head,
do you hold grudges? Obviously.
Ross, this is a hypothetical question.
This isn't a hypothetical. Do you hold grudges? Yes. Listen,
with zero consequences. This is, you know, just a fantasy.
Maybe you shouldn't go into the detail about who this person is.
Well, look, this person, it randomly popped into my head when I was brushing my teeth, right? They bullied the absolute shit out of me. I was a 13-year-old girl. Like, I was a child. And this person, I would walk into class every single day and they would just like consistently a piece of shit to me. Always. Every single day. Awful. I would get sent to the office.
Wow.
You're wearing makeup. Actually, no. My eyelashes are that black. What?
They just had a thing for you.
She had it she had it out for me. She was a miserable old woman who hated her life.
Okay, so
and I went full F. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
Well,
don't interrupt me.
We're trying to do.
Anyway, this woman just made it her mission to make my life absolutely miserable. Not that it wasn't miserable enough because I got so bullied by other kids at school at that time, but
the question was if you
yes,
could get
if I could get, but like I went full FBI on this woman.
Consequences. What would
but
you
I'm
do?
saying
your answer is
you need a backstory.
Let me tell you an hour-long episode about this bitch.
People need to understand that there's a backstory to this, so they can all hate her too.
Quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, anyway,
like you need a backstory on this. But yeah, she bullied the absolute shit out of me to the point where my parents had to go to the school and be like, she has a vendetta against her.
If you could get revenge on this person.
But I tried to find her.
Yes. If you could get revenge on them.
You know that I tried to find her and like I went full FBI, and I have my ways of finding out. But I only have her last name. So I went full FBI, tried to find this woman, couldn't find her anywhere. So if anyone, I'm not saying I would do anything, but if anyone's got a yearbook, I don't have any yearbooks. My mum took them all.
You're implicating yourself. Now if this person looks at,
I'm just
now if this
saying,
person watches
if you want to let her tires down or egg her house, just go and do it. If anything happens
for the next 10 years, you're literally going to get a phone call from the cops and be like,
no, I won't.
Oh, I've got
How
2 tires let down at the front. Oh, it was definitely Ellie because she made this podcast about, you've literally.
Whatever. Anyway, this woman, she made my life hell. I would love to just put like laxatives in her coffee like every single day for like the rest of her life. Just every time she had a coffee, I wish that I had like...
Before Ellie incriminates herself in anything else, I think we're going to wrap up this episode here. Thank you to our sponsors.
This is hypothetical, by the way. I would never do that. I would never put laxatives in somebody's milk.
We may need to find a no-win, no-fee lawyer for our next sponsors, depending on the outcome of this. But, babe, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me. Daisy, thank you for joining me.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
Don't be mad at me.
All the likes.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
We will catch you in the next episode.
Love you. Thanks for listening to In Real Life. If you'd like to show your support, you can subscribe on Spotify and follow the podcast on Instagram at the IRL Podcast. And don't forget, you can watch full episodes on Spotify or YouTube. We'll catch you next time.